Brought to you by Mr. Judge.
Work is insane right now. Thankfully, they have two 15-minute breaks throughout the day, but it's just something I kind of wanted to talk about. So apparently,
Oh, you poor, poor wretched soul. You have to work. Get over it. Hello, guys. It's your favorite judge, Mr. Judge, on back again. Apparently, we've been getting we have this uh, Rad Femme, who that's her YouTube name at least, is claiming that YouTube is banning or censoring LGBT members on YouTube. Now, personally, I can't I can't say that there's really no evidence of it, but if there is, I wouldn't be surprised, as YouTube is hanging on, taking away First Amendment rights and kind of being hypocritical and unconstitutional. So while I can't say there's evidence of this, if it does happen, I'm not surprised. Back to you, Mrs. X.
it's just something I kind of wanted to talk about. So apparently, there's this LGBT ban thing going on, or this censorship thing that's happening on YouTube. And while I don't think it's really cool of them to do that, um, I kind of almost wonder if something like this is kind of a way to wake some of them up. I know it sounds weird, but I kind of do think that, in a sense.
Okay, do you have any evidence of this? Like, if we're going on First Amendment rights, I completely agree with you. It's happened to me. I know it's gotta happen to anybody else. A lot of other people making videos. But as far as LGBT communities are concerned with, or whoever group of race, sex, whatever, there really haven't been any like reports of what you're claiming. So, do you have evidence?
I know it sounds weird, but I kind of do think that, in a sense, I think neoliberalism kind of put the community to sleep a little bit. Hence, why we have such problems with some of the trans activists. So, um, I don't know really. I don't know who exactly to blame for it other than YouTube, because I don't think anybody really ordered them to do that. Um, but I do think on multiple intersecting parts, I think that, strangely, it's like,
Well, liberalism in general has never really helped anyone, not in the long sense. And to say YouTube is to blame, well, if there's a ban on YouTube, obviously it's YouTube's fault. No, it couldn't possibly be Google, even though Google owns YouTube. No, it's just YouTube's fault. Now, still again, no evidence of what you're claiming. But what other grievances are you complaining about, ma'am?
um, but I do think on multiple intersecting parts, I think that, strangely, it's like, I find 2017 to be the year of awakening. I mean, it was happening in late 2016 with some people, including myself, but I really do think.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The year of awakening has finally come. Now don on your metal helmets, walk outside, and wait for the mothership to arrive.
I mean, we're becoming more aware of the deep state with WikiLeaks on that front, and more women are becoming gender critical, especially like the day that when Ariel Scarcella put out the video about how she got called a transphobe because she stated, even though she didn't really.
Young lady, when you are in my courtroom, you will actually say real words and definition. None of this radical femme bullshit, none of this radical feminist language. You will speak with actual definitions as deemed by the definition that is supported by society. Hey, do that again and I'll have you fined for stupidity.
When it comes to the porn issue, I mean, I know she's trying to talk a little bit more about lesbian sexuality, and I think that's a really good thing, but the problem is that it looks a little too porn-centric, and as we know, radical feminists are opposed to porn because the women in that industry, if we can even call it that, are exploited.
So your issue is that a lesbian discussing lesbian sexuality is being too pornographic. Well, I hate to tell you this, but when you talk about anything sexual in general, it's always going to sound pornographic. There's no getting around it. Now, secondly, rad feminism, no one cares about. No one needs it, no one wants it, other than themselves. What they think, what they talk about, no one cares. Fuck up.
But it's the truth. And I believe I stated this in another old video of mine, is that even though on the surface it looks like radical feminists and conservatives are in agreement over some things, but I've mentioned before again and again that we are in agreement over some things, but for different reasons. The conservatives only do it because they believe in some benevolent version of sexism, which is not cool. They see more those women.
Young lady, you just lied in this courtroom. Because number one, conservatives and radical feminism has never agreed. The only identifying party it has ever agreed with is the leftist party. So you've just lied. That's about 200 amounts of stupidity right there. I'm also going to add 5,000 idiot dollars in punitive. And to add on to this subject, you're claiming that although we agree on the subject of being opposed, which we even don't, you claim that conservatives believe in a benevolent form of sexism, but you provide no evidence, no exemplary, and no written statement whatsoever, so you've committed perjury. That's about $7,000 worth of stupidity. And let's see what the rest you have to say.
It's definitely a problem. It's like, but I don't really hold to a whole lot of hate anymore as I used to. I think it's also because I'm kind of finding more and more that in some issues the conservatives have good intentions, but they still think that they have the wrong idea on some things. It's like, just like with the whole anti-porn thing and the anti-prostitution stance, we both agree on those, but again, different reasons, and we both want different executions on how that would be handled. The radical feminists are more in favor of adopting the Nordic model, which I'm going to put in a link in the description box, kind of explaining what that is. And the conservatives kind of want to continue that old failed model of just plain banning it, which does nothing, and it doesn't really get to the root of the issue, which is...
So wait a minute. You just state that you used to hate. You're not as hateful to conservatives just because they suddenly agree with you now. That's bigoted. I'll charge you about 500 on bigoted stupidity. You now say that we agree for different reasons, and we have different ways of doing it. And so far, you claim that, well, conservatives just want to ban the problem and claim that's a failure, though I don't see how, because that's normally what you do in a situation when some error or wrong system is in, you ban it. But you now, I'm just having a hard time following you here, Mrs. X. You claim that you're not as hateful towards us because we agree with you on certain subjects, but still state we have different reasons to it, some sort of hidden agenda, and that the whole reason what we want to do is ban it, while you're saying no, let's not ban it. If you're opposed to it, why would you be opposed to banning something you're opposed to, Mrs. X? It just doesn't make sense.
Actually means getting to the root of something, not acting like a nut job. Alright. So that's all I had to really say on it. I know it was kind of a ramble, but kind of had to get that out there. Leave me your thoughts below. See you later.
So ultimately, you are against banning something you are opposed to, and still say you need to get to the root of the problem, and that's what this is all about, getting the root to a problem. Well, isn't getting to the root to the problem getting rid of the problem, Mrs. X? Isn't that the whole point of getting rid of problems? The root of problems is to get rid of them. But no, you're like, oh, well, we should. Both parties are opposed to it, but one wants to ban it, the other one wants to get to the root to it. It's the same fucking thing. So ultimately, your case is dismissed. I'm finding you 5,000 in stupidity, 600 in lies, and about 750 in bigotry stupidity. And advice for you to actually look up the parties and discussions you are talking about before making videos. Have a good day.